from Hartford because he was a basketball player, and we were a small school. We lived together. We got to know each other. And I guess I didn't know that I was getting to know the person that I was going to marry at some point. But Jim Gary, from what I understand from the person that recruited him, who ended up being the president of Johnson & Wales College, University, will say to this day that when he recruited the guys to New Haven, and Jim Gary at the time was in West Haven, the coach at Wilberforce High School said, I have a person that you need to take with you because he just needs to go, and he's part of the team. And Jack Yenner, Dr. Yenner, always said that Jim Gary was his sixth man, his most important person on the team, because he knew he could always count on him. And to this day, he still says that. Jim Gary and I became really good friends. When we finished Johnson & Wales, he went to Bryant College, and I went to Central Connecticut State College at the time. And then Jimmy decided to go take a break from school. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He went to work for his father with operating engineers in Washington, D.C., because his father was an officer for the Operating Engineers Union. And he helped, I guess, move land, move buildings or whatever for the subway system in Washington, D.C. For like 1 or 2 years, he worked like 12-hour days, like 7 days a week. And then I guess it hit him that he doesn't want to do this forever. So what he did was he quit work and he paid his bills, and for a whole year he was a tourist in Washington, D.C. because he didn't have the opportunity to see Washington, and he had made the decision to go back to school, and he knew he may not never get there. So he had no bills, no anything, and he was just a tourist. And I think that was the best thing that he could have done. He decided to go back to college. He went back to Bryant College, and he got his master's in business administration. When he came back to Providence, he found his way into London, and we sort of like, he said hi, and I said, okay. And then it was 76, we got married. And then I went to Providence with him, but I still taught. I was a teacher at London High School. Then he decided that after that, he wanted to get his, he was working for Urban League, I believe, and then he was working for maximum security for juveniles for the state of Rhode Island. Jim Gary loved young people. And all the young men that were in that facility, I swear to Pete, he said he has something good to say about every single one of those young men, and he wanted to bring all of them home, because it said it was not their fault. It was someone else's fault. He always found something good about these young men. He decided to get his master's in social work at the University of Connecticut in West Hartford. We were living in Providence at the time, and he commuted for the year or two it took him to get his master's, and still worked full-time for the Department of Corrections for the state of Rhode Island to accomplish that. So we're really proud of